Welcome to the Kamado Show. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Juan. This show is an anime lover's safe haven catered toward the average anime lover, free from spoilers.
This episode, we discuss Netflix live-action One Piece Season 2, Episode 3, Whiskey Business, and compare it to the anime. But first, Juan, I want to show these off to you as well as the viewers. These were given to us from the podcast Smell My Whiskey. They're given to us. So we wanted to say thank you to them as well as let's pop these open.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they look pretty cool. I got Zoro. So, I mean, definitely looking pretty cool on the can already.
Yeah, I'm going to do this close to the mic so you can hear it. So for audio only listeners, I have Sanji. Juan said he had Zoro. I have Sanji. These are called Ocean Bomb. And
this one is lemon flavored, and I can definitely taste the lemon. I gotta say, they're pretty tasty.
Tropical fruit flavor. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So very cool. I mean, I'm loving the artwork on mine. I mean, we got the three sword technique here going on with Zoro there. So
yeah. And
I mean, very cool.
And I got Black Boot Sanji doing his typical flying kick.
Yeah. So very cool. Thank you very much for Smell My Whiskey to give these to us and
yeah.
I mean,
I'll sip on this throughout the episode.
Yeah, definitely. So,
all
right. Well, kicking off with this episode, right from the get-go, the very first thing that we notice, at least from the live action point of view, we kind of get into the mind of Zoro a little bit. He has a bit of a dream with Dracula. Mihawk, yes. We get a little insight into what's going on. It just seems like after his first interaction with him, it's still kind of tormenting his mind a bit, and he's still sulking over the fact that he just got, completely dominated by this guy on their first confrontation, and it's just eating him up. I feel like at the beginning of the episode. It doesn't happen in the anime, but in the live action, he kind of relives this whole.
Really leaned into that, huh?
Yeah. And so it really seems to be kind of getting to him, and that's just eating at him. I feel like, and yeah, he's just going through this dream on how he bested him in every possible way, and it's just like, all right, if I'm going to be the best swordsman in the world, this is the guy that I need to beat.
Sure. Yeah. So his goal is set now. So
he's definitely. So he's got his goal set high, but I mean, I that's definitely what he's gonna shoot out to do is to really beat this guy.
Yeah. So several other differences in this opening scene on the Going Merry. The last episode I paid attention to the outfits. Sometimes I like to see what the outfits look like compared to the neither Usopp nor Sanji's outfits really even all that close to the anime again.
Right.
So, seems like they're just taking a totally different.
Yep. They just kind of throw them in. Guys. It makes sense for the show. Like I feel like they're not giving them any kind of outfits that don't match the anime.
And here I even have a visual. I can show it on my can from Smell My Whiskey podcast.
I feel like it still fits the show. It's something that I feel like these characters would wear regardless. But yeah, just not identical to what they are seeing in the anime.
Now, Nami. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna mention. I thought something very cool with Luffy though. What they do on this episode is they bring out the baseball jersey, which I'm a huge fan of.
I'll pull this out here. So it's actually in reference to this Shonen Jump, which is pretty cool. Unlike, maybe Usopp and Sanji, maybe they are referencing something that I don't know of, but I know Luffy offhand is referencing this issue of Shonen Jump. I've been showing a lot of Shonen Jump lately.
I feel like it's a pretty good reference, and I think it's pretty cool because it was more so of a cover art to basically advertise the anime, the manga, and to bring it into the live action, I think that was a great tribute. I love that choice that they chose.
Sneaky, is that an Easter egg?
I think so. I would consider it that. Okay. I just thought it was really cool that they decided to dress Luffy up in that outfit. I loved it. I mean, I think it's a really cool wardrobe choice that they decided to go with there. So
now Nami, on the other hand, her tank top that has mode on it was almost exactly spot on. And even the swimsuit she ran in with when the storm's like, oh, this weather is no joke. I don't think she wore that swimsuit in this part of the anime during the arc, but I think she does wear that swimsuit at some point.
Yeah.
I think.
And, I mean, obviously, and runs back and forth in the anime because, as we know, in on the Grand Line, the weather changes drastically. So it starts from like raining to snowing to hot weather. So she's just running in and out, just changing outfits like crazy. So I think they did a pretty good job at showing like, okay, like, they need different outfits with the weather changing.
And Sanji should have been simping hard for her when he saw that. In the anime, he just kind of like, meh.
I feel like he
whatever. In the anime, he would have been all over.
Oh yeah, that. For sure. Like hard eyes and everything. He would have been gawking like crazy for sure. Because he's madly in love with Nami there. So
all the women.
Yep, of course. So that's Sanji for you. So
some other differences in the anime. Miss Wednesday and Mr. Nine, they're helping the Straw Hats like navigate and do stuff during the storm. Which, and here I think Mr. Nine is tied up, but not Miss Wednesday as Luffy's. Not really interrogating her, as he said, just asking her questions.
Just asking her questions.
Just another difference.
Yep. He just tends to be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to listen to my gut, and my gut tells me that you're a good person, so I'm not going to, keep you tied up. You're not a prisoner on my ship. You're welcome to, just be out and about, and basically, I wouldn't say it comes back to bite him necessarily, but it is a way for Miss Wednesday and Mr. Nine to escape with, Luffy not being as strict with keeping her tied up. So obviously they slip off the ship and they take off, and we end up seeing him a little bit later in the episode. But I do feel like Luffy was a little careless, but I mean that's his character flaw. Yeah. He's a little overly trustworthy. So I mean, whether or not that's a good flaw, bad flaw, I mean that's just Luffy.
Yeah. Well, they escape, which brings us to our next point, Whiskey Peak. Now.
Yep.
So they get there. They're welcomed. Everybody says they love pirates. Let's throw them a party.
Practically a big celebration as soon as they pull up. So it's a little eerie when they first pull up in the live action. No one's saying anything, and then bam, out of nowhere, everyone starts cheering. They love these guys and tell them, we love pirates. Like we welcome them. And then we get to meet Igaram. He's got this, I don't know, I would call it a like 1700s British wig that he's got on, and he kind of explains to him like, yeah, you know what, we get so many pirates through here, it's a lot easier for us to just welcome you guys instead of trying to fight you off. So if you can come in and enjoy your drink, enjoy our food, and then you be on your way, that's easier on our town. So I mean, I feel like that's fair. That's believable. I mean, I would agree. I'm like, okay, if I'm a pirate coming in, all right, you're tired of getting beat up, tired of getting looted, why not just embrace the pirates and let them do what they're going to do? They're not going to stick around for very long, because their ultimate goal, I would assume, for every pirate that comes through here is to find the One Piece. So like they're going to stop by, resupply, and then they're off. So yeah, why not? Instead of fighting them, just let them do their thing and take off. So just feel like it's easier.
So lots of difference. I guess we'll go through the similarities first. Lots of similarities here. They throw them the party, then basically get them drunk, and then take them out. Mm-hmm. We have the scene with Nami having the drinking contest with the nun, who of course ends up being Miss Monday.
Miss Monday, of course. Yep.
Muscle Mommy, Miss Monday.
Yep. One interesting thing that I noticed in the anime, which I mean, I guess I don't know how to take it, but basically the wine that Nami is drinking, it doesn't have any alcohol in it, but it has all the qualities of a wine. Okay. So she still gets drunk, so to speak. She still acts like she's passed out and stuff. I mean, it's for me. I just don't know how you get drunk off of a non-alcoholic wine. Like,
okay,
I just food for thought there. Interesting.
In the anime, was that when it was the non-alcoholic wine, and then in the live action, was that also non-alcoholic, or was that just normal?
I don't think they reference. I don't think they specified what it was. I just remember in the anime, Igurum says, "Hey," like, because Nami actually says, "Hey, I'm not a drinker. I don't drink alcohol." Igurum was like, "Hey, don't worry about it. Like, drink this wine. We've made it to where we take out the alcohol, but it's still got all the attributes of a wine."
Okay.
And so she still gets drunk, even though we find out later on in the episode that she was faking it the whole time.
Okay.
I just thought it was interesting, okay,
yeah,
like, all right, like, so is this non-alcoholic wine still supposed to get you drunk? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting.
Similarly, we have Sanji with the lady twins. Although in the anime, there's no Usopp, but that's
he does end up at inviting them after the twins invite him to the upper stores, like on the second floor. Like, hey, we don't drink this shelf alcohol. We drink the good stuff. And hey, by the way, ask your friend to join us. Yeah. So then he does ask Usopp, hey, like, you need to come with me. We've got these two lovely ladies that want to hang out with us. Yeah. So then they do end up going upstairs and joining the twins. So, similar to what happens in the anime. Although a big difference that I noticed in the live action is, of course, Luffy being Luffy, he kind of does his own thing again. He finds the bakery and he just goes to town on all sorts of pies. Yeah. And he's got like 3 different pies. He's like, oh, I think the rhubarb pie is my favorite. And then he tries a different one. It's like, nope, I was wrong. It's this flavor. That's my favorite. And this is where he realizes, okay, something's wrong. So he's in the bakery with Igurum. And then Miss Wednesday shows up because I believe it's Igurum that tells him, careful who you trust. And then Miss Wednesday shows up. Whereas in the anime, it's actually Igurum and Miss Wednesday that end up ambushing Zoro. So 2 scenes completely different that I picked up on that are completely different from one another.
Okay. Well, you mentioned basically how they confront Zoro. You want to kick off this epic fight scene here? So,
the cool thing regardless of how one goes one way or another, the best part of the whole episode is Zoro just going off on 100 of Baroque Works' henchmen. And in both the anime and the live action, it is just epic. He goes
just not counting every single person in the anime like he is in the live action.
Right. In the live action, he definitely makes it a point that it's like, okay, it's 100 of you. I'm going to take out each and every one of you. And as he's taking them out, he's counting them. And
you had mentioned a bit of trivia about McKinney, the guy who plays Zoro. I want you to talk about this since you found this out. I thought this was so fascinating.
So they interviewed him after this episode, and I thought it was very, very cool. He actually, when they were filming this scene where he's fighting 100 of Baroque Works' henchmen, he actually requested 100 actual actors for him to fight, because he actually mentioned, like, hey, like, the hardcore fans are going to be counting every single person that I beat up, that I defeat. So it needs to be exactly 100 henchmen. So he actually requested that there would be 100 actors that he personally gets to beat up, which I thought was awesome. Like what a tribute to the fans to be like, hey, I need this to be authentic. Yeah. So I thought that was really cool of him to request that.
Yeah, and some of the actors, their costumes were so close to the anime too.
I just can't imagine how much work it takes to coordinate and to just
it was a long fight scene. I was like, are we gonna get on with something in this episode or just see fighting?
Oh yeah, it was outrageous, and it was so cool how they did it. And then of course they bring in Mr. Nine towards the end, which again happens in the anime as well. He's kind of one of the last guys that he gets to beat up, and then we get to see the double bat weapons that he's got, and then Miss Monday she gets her a chance at trying to take down Zoro as well. I feel like she gets a little bit more action in the anime, which we see.
Yeah, she's kind of downplayed in the live action a little bit. She's just not much screen time, doesn't seem to do as much.
Exactly.
I would argue even the actress doesn't look as closely at her size. I've seen a lot of big lady. I've seen online where a lot of people said, you should cast Terry Crews to play.
Put a wig on Terry. I mean, because honestly, like in the anime, that's the kind of size of a person you would think would fit with that character. So yeah, she just get downplayed. I feel like. Which again, we were talking about it before this that we started filming. Was there's so many differences on this episode to the anime? I feel like versus all the other episodes that we've talked about already that we've seen. I just feel like there's quite a bit more differences between the anime and the live action just in this episode alone versus everything else that we've seen. And I feel like Miss Monday is a huge difference between the anime and the live action.
Yeah. I guess we could this is a good time to cover some of the other differences now here in Whiskey Peak. The biggest one is no Karu, and that's I guess you call it the big duck.
Is it a pet? Is it a fighting companion? We don't see him in the live action, but
Karu's kind of the comic relief in the anime though, and kind of lets you know that, okay, Miss Wednesday is not that serious of a villain, or not going to be that big of a problem with all the problems she's having with Karu, and it
makes you wonder really where she falls in the hierarchy, because she's a partner with Mr. Nine, which again, it's which actually speaking of which, we finally got our question answered that we had brought up in the last episode, where is the lower rank meaning you're a tougher villain, which Mr. Nine actually acknowledges and says, yes, the lower the number, the better, the harder of a villain you are.
Greater power.
Yep.
Higher rank.
Yep. So with Mr. Nine being single digits, you would think he'd be a pretty tough villain there. And so when we see Miss Wednesday,
partners with him.
You would think she'd be tougher, and she's there, but besides her, I don't know, her necklace, weapon. I don't know what that.
Which we don't really see in the live action, do we?
Only in the episode before, and we see it when they first run into her in Labu and inside the whale.
Right. I forgot.
But after that, we don't really see her using it. Okay. We don't see it in this episode in Whiskey Business. So yeah, she's just not as tough as you'd think she'd be.
Yeah. Going back to Karu, I don't know why. I guess why they did away with Karu and his. I don't know if this you call this like an ice cream truck or what this is that Miss Wednesday gets in with Igaram. I think he pedals it, but it doesn't seem to go very fast. They take off, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like, is that what it was? An ice cream truck?
I think so. And then the rest of the episode, still trying to get away, hops on Karu, and I mean, just awkward to throw that in. But then we obviously at that point we get introduced to two new Baroque Works villains, Mr. Five and Miss Valentine. And so we get introduced to them, and again, going back to the differences between anime and live action, Zoro gets to be the one that actually confronts them in the anime, and then it's Luffy basically that. Well, I guess it would be Luffy, Nami, and Zoro that clash against them in the live action. Yeah. But another thing that we don't get to see is Luffy and Zoro they actually have a dispute amongst themselves, and almost a half episode is dedicated to them going against each other. Because Luffy wakes up from this food coma and has no clue what's going on. In the meantime, Zoro already beat up these 100 henchmen, and Luffy just
100 Baroque Works agents.
He just assumes that Zoro beat him up because they didn't want to make the food that he requested, which I thought was
completely illogical. Doesn't want to listen to Luffy.
Exactly. I thought that was hilarious. Just the way he wakes up and like, okay, what's going on? Like, I'm not gonna listen to anyone. I'm just gonna go ahead and just beat you up because you tore up this town, which we don't see in the live action. But then as they're having this fight, Mr. Five and Miss Valentine, they try to attack Zoro and Luffy, and Luffy just, they both just brush them off like they're nothing.
Yeah.
So yes, they're major villains in terms of the hierarchy.
Yeah,
but they just take
Mr. Five.
Yeah,
so
you would think he'd be a lot tougher.
Pretty close up there,
and they basically don't even
just
put up a fight.
Get out of my way, and then fling them off, and then just continue their fight.
Little fight until Nami is the one that breaks them up.
But in the live action, they're more formidable opponents, really. Yep. Real quick, can we go through what their devil fruit powers are?
So Mr. Five, he's got the bomb fruit. So basically any part of his he says that any part of his body can be used to explode, can be used as a bomb,
or body parts if he flicks them at you.
So apparently he chooses his boogers, his snot to be his I guess bombs.
What else could you fling at people?
Maybe earwax.
Earwax.
I guess sweat. Would that count? If a drip of sweat, could you fling that? I don't know. Yeah, you're not going to cut off your arm and fling it as a bomb. I guess boogers is the next obvious choice.
I know he's wearing pants, but I guess there's other
bodily fluids that he could use.
Drop your pants and drop a deuce.
That would that'd be interesting. I would run away from that.
How much does a booger do?
So it's,
say you just ate like a big ol' box of pizza.
Yeah. If it's Taco really Tuesday, you're loaded with bombs, ready to go. Just
I don't know if you'd be
able
to throw that.
So. It's interesting. Probably not the fruit that I would choose necessarily. But hey, to each their own. If it got him to where he's at now to be ranked number 5 in the Baroque's work organization, all power to him.
And real quick, because we're coming up on time here.
Sure. Yep.
Miss Valentine, she can change her weight however she chooses, light or heavy. Not too complicated there.
The kilo fruit, I believe, is what it's called. Yeah, she can increase her weight or decrease it. So definitely drops her weight. So worth her weight in gold, I would say.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Real quick, what's up with Mr. 9, Miss Wednesdays sticking out their pinky fingers?
They're proper. He's got a crown. He's royalty. I don't know. That's I guess that's the upper class for you.
We'll get to Miss Wednesday here in a little bit. Well, he I think wants to be, and then we'll get to Miss Wednesday here shortly. But Daniel Lasker, who plays Mr. 9, I heard that was actually improvised. He sticks his pinky up this episode, and last time does it throughout the episodes, which I had to go back and look and see. His own... because he's just a huge fan of One Piece. He just knew to do that, so he's just improvised a lot.
Great for him. Like that awesome. That goes to show that he did his research.
Yeah,
he definitely wanted to play his character to the T and pick up on all his mannerisms. So great job for him. I thought he did a fantastic job. I felt like he played the character very well. He looked the part. His outfit and everything. Just, I mean, everything. I thought he did a fantastic job on playing Mr. Nine for sure.
I think this might be a good time to review Princess Vivi, who eventually find, okay, Miss Wednesday is really Princess Vivi.
Spoiler alert.
Princess of Alabasta. Well, they say it in this episode.
Yeah,
so
yeah. So not really a true spoiler.
We're kind of to the end of this episode, both our podcast and the Netflix episode too, where so her and Igaram basically reveal their true mission now.
Yep. Who they are, what their mission is.
Yep. Alabasta in the middle of a civil war. People of Alabasta being manipulated by a secret organization called Baroque Works.
Yep.
Vivi goes to Igaram for help. Igaram is the in charge of security.
Chief of security is what his official title is.
They go undercover, infiltrate Baroque Works to discover who's pulling the strings. Baroque Works' mission, she reveals, this might have been a little more in detail in the anime, is to create an ideal nation, but their real goal is just to take over
Alabasta. Yep. That is revealed, and then we find out in the anime, which does not have been in the live action. Again, I don't feel like it's a spoiler to say who Mr. Zero is.
Yeah, let's go ahead and
so we'll just drop it. It's Mr. Crocodile, which again, me being new to this anime, have no clue who he is. I just know he's one of the warlords of
one of the 7 warlords of the sea.
Yep, exactly. So I going into more of the live action episodes that I have watched that you haven't, so I won't spoil anything for you and that side of things. We do get to see a meeting of the warlords, so it's good to know that in the anime, at least they reveal who that is, even though I don't know who that is yet. But yep, they reveal that in the anime. They do not say that in the live action. So, Mr. Crocodile, I'm about to find out who you are, I guess, the more I watch.
Yeah, and eventually they don't really call him Mr. Crocodile. They just call him Crocodile eventually. So it's worth noting that before he became a warlord of the sea, he was worth 80 million berries.
Yep.
That's 4 times Arlong's bounty. Now, of course, again, just a reminder, you become a warlord of the sea, then your bounty goes away. You're a legal pirate is what they said. So that's why he didn't have a bounty. But before he became a legal pirate, he had that 80 million berry bounty, which obviously is astronomical because our Straw Hat Pirates, Luffy, he's got a 30 million berry bounty on his head. So just to put things in perspective there. So big wig. I mean, we got a big guy, big fish in the sea for sure. I might wrap with a few differences yet, and then we can call it an episode here. Another minor difference, Igaram, when he's going out to sea in the anime, he's going out to sea to basically try to lure Baroque Works away. He's blown up there seemingly by Miss All Sunday.
Yep. She
in
reveals
the live action. He's blown up by Mr. Five's. No, not boogers. His blood. I think he flings his blood, doesn't he, Adam?
Another difference there. Yep. Both episodes or both shows end with Miss All Sunday on the ship.
Yeah, that's really cool.
A little bit more of a dialogue in the anime versus the live action, but I would say a pretty good cliffhanger at the end of this episode in the live action. Like, oh, okay, Miss All Sunday's back, and obviously we saw what she did in episode 2, so definitely a big player there. So just adds more to the intrigue and the mystery of this character.
Well, next episode, the adventure continues to Little Garden, where our adventurers get into big trouble. First, can we get a final cheers with our Zoro and my Sanji? Yep. All right. And that's all for today's episode of the Kamado Show. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Juan. Thanks for tuning in. Don't be a Kamado. Like and subscribe to our channel for more anime fun.
Please let us know what you'd like us to talk about or if you'd like to be a guest. And we'll see you next time on The Kamado Show.